Welcome to Mighty Squid Studios, Mighty Music Talk, Episode 1. With me today I have two guests. My longtime best friend, and have been in every band together pretty much throughout our whole life.
Pretty much.
Right after catechism. Go play some metal. Mike Tabor, guitar player, black belt in jiu-jitsu, killing it, crushing it. And over here, you guys know who that guy is, huh? Huh? That's Johnny Hot Fingers of Black. His maiden name is Dan Melodino. My current guitar player, doing a lot of projects with that. So today we're going to discuss just where we, how our musical through life, how we found music and what we got into and stuff like that. So I'll start it off. When I was a kid, I liked disco. There, okay, it's out there now, okay? Disco.
Who didn't like Travolta in the 80s?
I was watching Solid Gold, eating Salisbury steak.
Right.
No judgment.
Oh, before I forget, clown shoes. We got a 12-color rainbow today, double IPA.
To go with the disco.
To go
Yeah.
with the disco.
Multicolored.
So, then I went over, my dad got divorced and had a girlfriend, and he had two kids where I went over there and I had my little disco album and I was like, hey guys, check this out. And they're like, nah man, we listen to Kiss. And I was like, whoa, what's that? And then that was it. After I heard Kiss, I was like big time into Kiss. And then got into playing drums. And then from there, I got really into playing drums, and I always was looking for the next best drummer to play to keep getting better and better and better. And it's like, I went from like Kiss and like Black Sabbath stuff, AC/DC, all that easy shit, and then I got really into Iron Maiden. That was a little bit harder, a little bit more technical. Got into that, got that down. Then I found Slayer, and fucking A, I was like, is that double bass? Holy shit! All right. And I stay current with music even to this day. Like I'm mostly into deathcore. Shadow of Intent, of course, my favorite band at this time. And I really enjoy them because not only the drums are awesome, but there's just so much they can do. They have a death metal part at one time, then there's just so much variety in their music. It's awesome. And of course, Ben Durr is like the best vocalist out there today, I think. But so that's where I'm at. That was kind of like my walk through life. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Ace Spearley. Shock me! All right, Mike, where you at?
Let's see. Grew up, my old man had a bunch of records, like Kiss, Jimi Hendrix. He had a bunch of 8-tracks. Best of Guess Who, which, believe it or not, I loved that when I was a kid. Journey. I know a lot of people listen to this, but I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. I grew up listening to it. I just love it to this day. And then I decided I wanted to play guitar. And Squid, believe it or not, played a little bit of guitar, knew some chords. So he'd come over and he'd show me the, A, E, D, the basic chords on the guitar. And I just kind of ran with it from there. And then Ozzy, Jakey Lee was one of my, growing up, Jakey Lee was just my idol for years and years and years. And then the same thing, it just got a little bit heavier and heavier and heavier as we went. But I mean, we had 80s bands. We were in hair bands to start it all off, We all loved Skid Row and The Crew and Poison.
Dangerous Toys.
Dangerous Toys and Shotgun Messiah.
Woo!
Just all them great bands. And then just got heavier as it went on. We've been in tons of bands together. We've got like 6 CDs floating around New England or whatever since, it hasn't been a while, but we've got a bunch of them out there. And it just kept getting heavier and heavier. And I love the new music, but I'm big into what's called tech death. Big into like Archspire is my favorite band, Rings of Saturn, stuff like that. That just the guitar players are insane. The drumming, Gravity beats
Phenomenal.
are just awesome. I don't know. That's just where I'm at right now. But the olden days, can't beat it. It's the best times ever.
I agree. Growing up in that time, I wouldn't change that for the fucking world. It was the best.
Squid used to bring his moped over and we'd all fucking take it for a ride. We'd all be cruising downtown, laughing, taking his moped for a ride. He'd drive one hand with his freaking box here. Whoop. Going to Tabor's house, we're going to trade tapes. Oh, yeah.
And we were so into King Diamond at one point that we actually named our band Conspiracy.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was for one of the third album or fourth album.
Third album, yeah. That's right.
So King Diamond was a big one for us, too.
Great stuff.
Still is today. I fucking love that.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in the disco, you ever have a leisure suit? 'Cause that's what I'm envisioning you. You on the moped with a leisure suit.
Yeah, no, that never happened.
Blasting Disco Inferno.
I was a poor kid. I couldn't afford the leisure shoot.
Ah, that's a shame. That would have been a sight.
I was amazing Ames sweatpants kid.
We always used to go to Squid's because his dad had a bar with a bunch of titties on it.
Oh, yeah.
From cutout pictures of well, not old, but women. So we used to go over there and hang out on the bar and look at the tits. That was the best part of going over there.
Highlight of my day. All right, Johnny Black, where you at?
All right.
Give us your history.
Mine, really. Just first favorite bands like Guns N' Roses, all the 80s metal
Huge
stuff.
Guns N' Roses fan right here.
My older sister was kind of listening to, so I picked up on that. New metal kind of came, and I didn't know any better. At the time, I was really into that. Thought that was...
We've all been there, Slipknot.
Yeah, I thought that was super heavy.
Right.
Eventually, like the first wave of it was kind of new, interesting. I thought that was cool. Thought it was super heavy, and then somewhere along the line started going in kind of a weird direction, and got into hardcore from there. It was a little. I liked hardcore. It's pretty raw and just kind of real. Like it wasn't overloaded with solos. It wasn't super flashy. It was just raw, aggressive, everything. But eventually, at a certain point, we kind of grow out of the 3 chords, and you're like, all right, there's more than 3 power chords that can be played and stuff, and you're like, maybe solos aren't that bad if they're done right. And then kind of, I don't even know where the first like real like modern metal stuff came in, but kind of after hearing that for a while and hearing like the different drum stuff where it's not just back and forth straight blast stuff, there's really cool double bass stuff. It was hard to go back to hardcore. You listen to it and you're like, wow, you couldn't have thrown another chord in there or done something.
Well, I mean, that's like hardcore was like the upgrade from punk music.
Yeah.
Like, punk music was basically like, yeah, we want to look cool and get up on stage, but we can't play our instruments to save our lives. Let's do it.
I mean, hardcore threw 2 more chords in, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, the thing with hardcore, that a lot of people liked was, like, people kind of learned as they went, and it was raw. Like, people weren't trying to play in certain scales or anything like that. They were just going out beating the shit out of their guitars and making it as raw and aggressive as they can. And there's something to be said for that. Being just,
I think it was more of like a unity. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we're talking about the stuff that matters to us, and this is our fucking area. You know, and this is what we're doing.
look at Hatebreed.
Yeah,
that's a perfect example. Actually,
there's still. You listen to Perseverance. That album's still I love it.
Yeah,
so good.
It's.
I mean, they're just so heavy. I love them guys.
Yeah, and like I said, they just get to a certain point where you're like, okay, I've seen everything that could possibly be done with those 3 chords.
Right.
Let's see what else they can do. And like I think a lot of the core styles, like deathcore and stuff, take the cool raw elements of that. They add some more technical stuff without losing that. It doesn't become overly flashy for the sake of being flashy, but this cool like leads and stuff like that to really showcase like another level of talent over that, but it still keeps like the raw aggressiveness to it.
So for me, like where I'm at now, why I like Shadow Intent so much is because, you know, when you're a Hatebreed, you have to stay in this box. You can't get out of the box too far.
Yeah.
If you write the next album, you know what you're going to get.
You'll lose some.
It's going to be,
probably,
heavy as fuck. It's going to be awesome, but it's not going to be too far off from what the last album was.
Yeah, you're kind of box yourself in there.
Yeah.
Where if you do branch out too far, you're no longer Hatebreed, and people complain, but on the other side, they're going to complain too when every album sounds the same.
But they don't. Most hardcore fans are pretty loyal.
Mm-hmm.
They
absolutely.
want the same basic stuff. You know, they're all like just so loyal, and they, you know, like you say, if they ventured off and did something else, they would lose. They'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, kind of Whitechapel effect.
Yeah,
where people,
right. Like, what happened to them?
and then you got like those Origin. Like I love like the second album, Infinity, or something. What is it?
Origin's good.
Like their newer stuff.
It's just flat out fast.
Like after like 3 songs, you're like, "Holy fuck, man! Can you break down or something?" What
It
the
is
fuck,
like
dude?
they are lightning.
So they're like the other side of that.
But how good were they live? When we were right
So
up front. Wicked good.
But what I'm saying is, that's
No,
why
I know what you're saying.
I like bands that are more like in the middle, where they can fucking blast like a motherfucker, and then the next minute they're doing like some symphonic fucking thing or fucking
no, you gotta
like
have a little
deathcore is like, to me, is like the perfect music because there's so much you can do with it.
Yeah, you simplify it when it needs to be simple, and then you can go off on.
See, this is where I lose
quick
everything.
runs.
I don't even know what all these weird chords. Seriously, I don't even follow
It's
them.
hard to keep up with it.
I just, except tech death, I guess. Like, I don't even know what all these chords are. To me, it's just like music. I know what hardcore is. I know that one because it's been, you know. But all these like tech, all these death, all this weird stuff. It's like, how do you even decipher?
Grindcore.
But yeah, how do you even decipher what's what?
Yeah.
Apple core. I mean, I don't get. I don't even know. Like, to me, I don't really care either.
Yeah.
But some people are adamant about, oh, that's deathcore. That's not, grindcore. Don't say that.
That's
they
stupid.
get all like flippy. It's like, it's fucking music.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, the gatekeepers of their genre.
Yeah,
They're
right.
They're not
exactly.
real deathcore. They're not real death metal or whatever. They're like, who cares?
Exactly.
If you like them, you like them.
Right. I don't know.
People are weird about that. They're super protective of their genre, and anybody branches out a little bit, oh, they suck now. They're not deathcore anymore. They're not whatever.
Well, that's going to be a topic for probably episode 2. Is like biggest band disappointments in our life,
Right.
because there's a lot of them.
Right. Especially if good albums in the beginning and then they just fell apart. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
What do you got for a time, Johnny?
It's 9:22.
Let's do this. Thank you for joining us on our first episode of Mighty Music Talk. So we'll see you in episode 2.